the end of the day, it is what it is, and accidents happen, and we have to figure it out.
Accidents.
It was an accident.
She looked me dead in the eyes and threw this log right at me.
Well, nobody's gonna believe you.
She turned into the Hulk for a second. It was all that adrenaline, I guess.
Nobody's gonna believe you. I'm too sweet.
Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I wanna make it count, honey. Come on now and take my hand.
Good morning, everybody.
What's up?
It is a very gloomy day, but it feels great outside, so we're going to try to take advantage of it while we can.
Unfortunately, we're getting to the time of the year where our daylight hours are really reduced. So we're going to try and get some work done outside while it's still light out, and then we're going to work on the bathroom once the sun goes down.
We have a tree that fell down probably back in the spring, I'd say. Blocking our road that goes down to the creek. So Cody's going to sharpen the chainsaw. We're going to get some of it cut up. He's already got most of it cut up, but get the rest of it cut up over to the wood splitter, get it split, and then just kind of see where the day takes us. We did go to Home Depot last night and got the rest of the materials for the bathroom. So like you said, once it gets dark or once we get tired of working outside, we'll head in there and start working on that. But
yep, we're going to have to get the saws out. We're going to do some baseboards.
Yep.
We're going to do some, is it called wainscoting, I guess? We're going to do some paneling, wainscoting. I don't know.
I don't know.
Some chair rail on top of it, try and get the washer moved back in and get some laundry done.
Yeah, we are running low on clothes, so I need socks and underwear.
Yeah, I think these are technically my nice jeans.
A little holy for some nice jeans.
They're
Hold
my
on.
nicer jeans.
Turn around. He's got some holes.
I got a hole back there?
Yeah, you got a hole back
Oh,
there.
man.
Yeah, I can see your britches.
I'm running out of jeans.
Yeah, so lots of laundry needs to be done, but we need to add the baseboards in before we can put the washer and dryer in. So we have a whole slew of things on our to-do list. It just really depends on where the day takes us and how much we actually get done. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we should probably just go ahead and get started.
All right, let's go. All right, so we're gonna start with sharpening the chainsaw. It's fairly easy. I just have this little Dremel tool with some sharpening stones on it. It comes with like this kind of setup to where you can line it up with the bar and make sure you're going at the exact angle and all that. It takes too long. I don't like doing all that. It's not that big of a deal, so I just kind of freehand it. So I'm gonna start with kind of polishing the top of this. That way I know where my starting point is, so I don't, when it comes back around, I don't end up resharpening it. So we'll start with that, and then we'll start sharpening them.
Does it plug into the tractor? I don't think I've ever noticed that.
Yeah, it's just 12 volts, so you just hook it up to any battery. Pretty easy, so you just kind of run it back and forth across the blade, match up the angle with it, and then move on to the next one. So I'm sure you could see in the video, my sharpener kind of kept popping off some of the teeth. Unfortunately, that means that's probably the last time I'm going to be able to sharpen this blade because the teeth I've sharpened it so much, the teeth are getting so small that there's not much of them left. So fortunately, this is probably the last time I'm going to be able to sharpen this blade, and then we're going to have to replace it.
Is that the blade that Redfern used? Gotcha. So not only has it been through all of our trees, but also our friend borrowed our chainsaw and he got some good use out of it too.
Yeah,
so.
you can usually get like, I think 3 to 5 sharpenings out of it before you got to replace it. There's just not enough teeth left. You got to be really gentle when you're sharpening it because it takes a lot of material off really fast. It's just a really quick back and forth, and then you move on to the next tooth.
Okay, so I'm editing this video right now, and when you watch it, it looks like it doesn't hit him at all, and that's because it's in a time lapse. So by the time the next clip in the time lapse was taken, because that's how time lapses are, it takes a clip, waits a couple seconds, takes another clip, waits a couple seconds, takes another clip. So by the time it took the next little photo clip, the log was already off of his foot, because obviously we immediately pushed it away. So I just wanted to clarify that really quick, because when you watch it in slow motion, it looks like it never makes contact, but it most certainly did.
No, I think we should drag this one to the mill because while the rest of the tree was curved, that's like really the only straight piece out of it. I mean, it's really, really straight, so I feel like it'd be good. Millwood isn't the longest thing in the world, no, but we could probably get a couple good posts out of it, or even some shelving.
I mean, yeah, it's a little over 8 feet. I just don't know if it's worth it because whenever a tree grows crooked like that, it grows stress wood, or what's it called? I think it's called stress wood on one side of the tree to kind of overcompensate and kind of correct itself for curving straight. So a lot of the time when it's curved like that, after you mill it, it's going to warp. It's going to try and straighten itself back out. So if we cut it straight, but it thinks it's not straight, it'll end up curved. You know what I mean? So I don't think it's worth it.
So what, you just want to chop it up, make
Yeah.
it firewood?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to drag it out of here then at least, or do you just want to cut it right there?
No, I'll just cut it right there. I don't want to tear up the whole ground trying to drag it.
Drag it, okay.
And it's not worth the time to go get the hoist. And with how much stump is left, the bottom of that is probably as heavy as the whole tree is, with all that clay on there.
All right.
So I'll just cut it up. Jack Daniels? I don't know. So I thought it was going to be hollow down here at the end since it basically broke off right at the roots at the base. I figured termites probably got to it and just ate it out from the inside because it's pretty common on our trees around here. It looks pretty thick and solid, so I feel bad just cutting up this big log into firewood. So I cut up these 3 little sections. We're going to leave at least this big section and try and mill it and see what happens, I guess. And if it just ends up bowing, it'll be firewood anyway.
It can be like a tester log.
Yeah. I mean, I guess if there's weight here, that'll keep that from falling over, and then we can add more, so.
Because when I was stacking the other day, it was starting to like topple over. I had to be careful. Okay, so I'm assuming that needs to be stacked.
Yeah, so all this is small stuff. From like here on is too big for the fireplace. I'm not sure if we're gonna use it for outside fires or if I'm gonna cut it in half yet.
So then I'll just stack it right there.
Yeah, that's fine. At
Okay.
least that way it'll be off the ground and start drying.
Okay, and if you want to get that wood that's between the two trees up there, that's fine. I can just go load the tractor bucket and then we can just start letting that grow back in. No, not right now, I just mean like in general.
Yeah, I mean, we'll leave it for now and just use it over the winter because
winter.
nothing's gonna grow anyway. But
Okay.
yeah, I want to get rid of it so there's not a chance of termites between those trees.
I'll start stacking all of
If
this.
you want to stack that, I'm gonna go find fluid for this because it's leaking a little bit. So
Okay. As much as I love my bangs, they're always in my way. I cannot escape it. I can't wear my hair in a clip anymore because it doesn't really solve the purpose of getting hair out of my face. So constantly having to put it up, which gives me headaches, but it is what it is. All of this wood is dry. It was a tree that was sitting for quite a while and had time to dry out. So it's gonna be perfect for the fireplace. Unlike what the tree that we just cut, it'll need to sit and it'll probably be good firewood next year. We haven't really been able to run our mill since we got that second container because as you can tell, it's kind of in the way. We definitely could, it would just kind of be more difficult and more a pain than anything. So the goal is to get the container on a foundation and then to be able to run the mill. So big projects are coming up, I guess I should say. We're not 100% this is what we're going to do, but it's kind of along what we're thinking. It definitely could change, and we're gonna do an entire container shop prep video here after the bathroom's done, but we're thinking that we wanna pack down and backfill underneath that first container that we did whenever we first moved. And so we might order a crane, have the crane come out, move both containers into the center where he flattened everything out. That way we can backfill under the first one, build the foundation under the second one, then order the crane again to come out and then place them on their foundations. And wham bam, thank you ma'am, they're ready to go and we can start working on the roof and all of that good stuff. So that's kind of where the thought process is. Is it probably going to change? Yes, but that's kind of what we're thinking about for now. There's a lot more that goes into it than just, oh, today we're gonna be working on the shop and we're gonna be pouring a foundation. That's just not really realistic, and it's gonna take a little bit of time to figure out what we wanna do, but it's the next thing on the list because Cody needs a shop. He needs a place to be able to tinker. He needs a place to be able to get away from me. He needs a place to be able to work on cars, and I wanna mill wood again. We haven't really been able to use any of the wood that we have on the property. To be able to get it milled and then maybe even like a place to be able to dry it is super important. And then once we have the foundation and, you know, a whole shop area, then we can start doing more like custom things in terms of like custom building cabinets and different things like that. He has been thinking about what he wants to do and how he wants to do it, but be looking forward to that in the near future. It's a really big project that's going to take a lot of time to figure out exactly how we want to do it. That was literally just one load, so it's gonna take several loads to fill this up. I'm thinking 4, we'll see. We're basically just gonna fill up the rest of the firewood rack and then call it for the day in terms of splitting wood. We're both hungry. We need to eat or we're gonna get hangry. And we're also burnt out. We wanna move on to something else, but you really only need to do a little firewood a day to keep the cold away.
I see what you did there.
Very clever, right? He dumped what was left in the bucket and he's picking up the rest, and I'll go ahead and stack this. It looks very deceiving. It looks wet, but it's super lightweight, which means it's dry. So hopefully it'll be good to burn. It's what we got, so don't really have any other options. All right, so we got all of the dry wood moved over to by the house, so that way we can start using that whenever it starts getting really cold at night, which is gonna be here in the next few days. And then we got a majority of that tree split. There are some logs still here, but
The splitter is leaking hydraulic fluid, so we need to replace a hose and get some more hydraulic fluid.
and then we got everything moved over. So whatever is left that needs to be split, we can put in this area. But before I go in, let me count the chickens. Since we've been letting them free range, I come over here and count them several times a day to make sure that they're all still here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's 8? 8. Okay, we have 8 chickens, 2 ducks in the yard. We're good to go. Okay, I was letting the camera charge so I didn't film it, but I made sausage and eggs and then pancakes. That's about it.
What are we waiting for?
And I think we're gonna eat outside just because it's really nice out and enjoy the weather while it lasts, because it's not gonna last for very long. The cold's coming on quick. It just happens to be a really warm day today, which I'm shocked because it's been sweater weather the past few days. Thanks for the eggs, girls. 6. Where's 7 and 8? 7. 7, 8. All right. Good night, girls. Okay, the dogs are eating, so sorry about the chomping in the background. Earlier when Cody was cutting up all the trees and turning them into logs so we could move them over to the splitter, there was an accident. And we didn't really say anything about it because everything was fine. We just kind of moved on. I didn't get it on video. I have it on a time lapse, and you can't really see anything except for Cody hobbling away. And that's because I accidentally dropped a log on his foot.
She threw it at me.
I did not throw it at you. Stop telling. That's what he told his mom.
She wound up in everything. She turned into the whole, threw a whole log at me.
Here's the clip for evidence. But anyways, so everything was fine. He felt like he could walk on it, and
I mean, yeah, it hurt for a couple minutes, and then I just went about my business like I typically would, and then I took my boots off whenever I sat down to eat lunch, and it's been terrible ever since.
Yeah, so he took some ibuprofen to help with the swelling. It's a little bit bruised, a little swollen. He has it elevated with some, well, we just put the ice up, but I need to get you some more. And here's the issue. We have great insurance, but he's not one to go to the doctor.
Yep.
So if it's still bad in the morning, I'll probably end up forcing him to go get an x-ray. But as of right now, he's just kind of chilling for a bit. Probably shouldn't have taken your boot off to help with the compression, but it is what it is. We didn't know. So yeah, that's about where we're at.
Which is weird because, I mean, they're boots. It's not like tennis shoes. So it's not like it was super tight around my foot to begin with, you know? Like, it's still kind of loose like a boot would be.
Yeah.
So I don't know why it made such a big difference, but...
Yeah. And here's the thing about Cody is he isn't one to feed into pain, or he never really gets sick. He cut his entire finger, like a portion of his finger off, and he was fine. So for him to say that he's in pain... I didn't cut
a portion of it off, but I definitely got down to the bone.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. And so for him to say that he's in pain, he's in pain. So I don't think that we're going to be accomplishing much tonight.
Honestly, considering going to get the crutches out of the container.
Oh my gosh. Are you milking it?
No, it really does hurt.
But anyways, I think that's where we're going to end it, guys. So that way Cody can relax, refresh. We can kind of figure out what we need to do. If there's a major update, I'll put it in this video because this video isn't going out for a few more days. But if not, then I guess we'll just probably see you in the next one whenever we finish the bathroom. I fully expected to have that done in this video, so I'm so sorry.
I expected to be doing laundry right now.
Yeah, so I'm so sorry, but at the end of the day, it is what it is, and, you know, accidents happen, and we have to figure it out.
Accidents.
It was an accident. No, I was just like, you know what, Cody, he's been talking back so much today.
She looked me dead in the eyes and threw this log right at me.
I did not.
She lifted it as high as she could over her head and then just slammed it towards the ground right on my foot.
Well, oh me, nobody's gonna believe you.
She turned into the Hulk for a second. It was all that adrenaline, I guess.
Nobody's gonna believe you. I'm too sweet. But anyways, all right, guys, we will see you in the next one.
Bye.
Baby, don't you understand that we only get one life? I